Funsopolis, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for sticking with us. How we doing,
Yeah,
guys?
no, absolutely. No, for sure. Now, how are we doing there, Terry?
What is that?
Oh, that's
Is
just
that
like
DOS?
a typical coworker that I don't have to deal with anymore, where it's like, hey, good morning. No, how are we? Oh, good, good. No, the wife made lasagna last night. Oh, the sweater vest. No, that's from Kohl's. Thank you. No, 50% off. Can you believe that? It's like, no one asked, no one cares, dude. Let's get into Frisbee golf. All three of us are here. I'm excited to catch up with all the boys.
Yeah. Before we get into it, we should just announce real quick. Guys, we're busy. Josh is a kid. Nathan's in Charlotte. Full time, probably working 50 hours a week. And I'm on tour. I'm about to be off tour. But we're just going to, when we first created Funsie, we had way less responsibility. Now we have way more. We're just going to do bi-weekly episodes from now on. We don't want to kill the podcast. That was never the idea or anything. That wasn't something we discussed. So don't worry. Like, it's not like, we weren't like, oh, guys, this is getting tough. I don't want to do this anymore. Let's try bi-weekly. No, it was just like, you could probably notice in the past 2 months, it was rarely ever us three. It was like two people. So just bi-weekly will just help us get together because now it's like, okay, I have to show up for the show, and we'll plan around it specifically because now we know, if we don't show up, then it's a whole month without Funsie. So, yeah, just expect every other week for a Funsie episode, but we're still going to keep rocking it, still kicking it, and it's going to be more action-packed because now we'll have more to talk.
Yeah, and honestly, it's still fun to do these. Like, I enjoy hanging out with everyone, but it is, don't want people to think that, and it's not that rigid either. Like, who knows? Maybe it's just like, hey, is anyone free to rip an episode right now?
Exactly. It's not
it definitely
rigid
is
at all.
more just a time constraint based on the things that we've talked about the last few episodes. But we still want to talk about all things Frolf.
We're all making money moves, as
Yes.
as the kids say nowadays. We're making money moves, and
Yo, what you know about that, boy?
We still want to do the pod, but we got things going on, family.
That man said it.
And Funsie doesn't make us money moves.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we have made absolutely $0 on this,
Dude, but we're
so.
actually so close. We literally just need to hit 500 subscribers and we'll be making money. So please just subscribe if you can, because it would help us at least pay for the program we use or whatever. But yeah. Anyways, let's get on to the episode.
Josh, let's start with you. You were not on the previous episode. What you got going on? I saw that you went to Colorado.
Yeah,
Jesse
looked beautiful. I did actually watch a couple of videos.
Yeah. It was vacation / work / So I'm technically still on paternity leave from my regular job, which I go back to my regular job tomorrow. Actually,
Wow.
Oof.
Good luck, brother.
Oof.
That's gonna be rough.
Hit him with the bad news real quick.
I'm not looking forward to doing that because it's been nice to hang out with my wife and child as well as do YouTube all the time. So that'll be a harsh reality real quick. But yeah, it was kind of something that like 6 months ago in Colorado, my family's gone to Estes Park for years upon years upon years.
Really?
Yeah. And so like 6 months ago, I was talking to my wife, and we hadn't done a trip kind of thing in a little while. And I was like, I wonder if we could take advantage of paternity, maternity leave, and near the end of it, do a week somewhere super chill. We could drive there, all that jazz. And so we worked it out, and I was able to hang out with Bodanza and help him film some stuff, and then I filmed some stuff for myself so we could write off the trip. But it was a good time. It's definitely an adjustment getting used to helping take care of a kid because, we weren't able to do as many vacation-y things as we would have liked to have done. And she was also pretty crazy while we were there, but it was still a really fun trip and a learning experience for sure. and it's
And
obviously
you and Bodanza
super
both have
beautiful.
kids. You had a little play date going on?
No play dates because my child is, well, she's over a month now, but then she was around a month old, so she's not doing much more than just laying there. So
Pooping.
it doesn't really make sense to
Yeah.
have a play date. But I'm sure at some point Bodanza and I's child will link up and talk about being the future FPO #1 and #2 in the world. So that'll be a good time for them.
Which, by the way, Bonanza's kid, Anthony, if you're listening, one of the cutest kids I have ever seen, ever. That, like, genuinely, just she's like a cute little redhead girl. I saw her like 3 months ago in Washington, but I literally had to call her my wife. I was like, Liv, you have to see his baby, and she's like, oh my goodness, but yeah, so. Shout out
You want to know
Bonanza.
what's crazy is, well, we're
What?
not entirely sure about this yet, but we think our child is a redhead as well. So
Wow.
Mm.
How does that work? How does
Macy's or my wife's dad is like, he has auburn hair, and so when our child popped out of there,
Popped
into
out of
the
there,
fray,
staying in the pod.
yeah, she had red hair, which, you know, it's kind of like whatever a newborn's born with can change. So I'm not getting attached to it.
Like I
yet,
had blonde
'cause-
hair, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I had blonde hair as well. So like, I'm not attached to it, but I do think it'd be really cool if she had red hair. You're kind of
Dude,
red.
I think it'd
right,
be super
Sajko?
cool. His beard is.
Yeah, aside from shaving my head, if I let my beard grow out, it's all red, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which is
throughout.
common,
Like
which is weird. Like why is
mother's
it
a
so
redhead.
common for beards to be red, but they guys have like regular brown hair? Like I
I don't
know
know.
so many guys that have red in their hair in their
We have
beards.
so many questions that we ask in this podcast. Like last week or 2 weeks ago, we mentioned that we should probably have like a psychiatrist on just to like talk about mental game related things. Like maybe we should do some of these other things. Like,
Dude, some guy DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I'm a sports psychologist. I'd love to do some sessions with you," because he had watched my videos and was like, "Dude, you
Wow.
struggle so hard." So at some point, I want to do like a YouTube video where, you know, I have a sports psychiatrist kind of try to help me in some form or fashion to perform better out on the course. You know, think
That'd be
it'd really
huge.
fun. Yeah.
do you think there's realistic value in that you think it would actually help you, or is it more so just an interesting thing to be like, let's see what they have to say?
I could see there being value. Like, I think that mental game is one of the biggest aspects of our sport competitively.
Well, yeah.
So,
right.
like, having a sports psychiatrist, I would assume that the reason so many are prevalent and so many are around is that they provide value to athletes. But, you know, I don't know if, yeah, it'd be interesting to see if how quickly something like that could take effect, because I do feel like the metrics for something like that is pretty arbitrary. Like it's kind of hard to test any of that stuff in disc golf. Like I try to do it somewhat, like in my last video, I tried to do it somewhat by saying like, oh, I played disc golf and I shot 962 and then I didn't play for almost half to a full month. How did I play after I went back, you know? And I feel like you can use a rating system, but there's just so many factors that it can't be like it's so hard to isolate one variable. So like say I do play and then go to a sports psychiatrist for a month and then play again, I'm sure hopefully we could see some effect, but there could be other aspects, you know, like, oh, I didn't eat well for that month, or my physical fitness was less.
Yeah.
Or my form broke down a little bit and I'm just having, you know, I have the yips. I don't know. Like I feel like there's so many aspects that play a role that when you're trying to test and isolate one variable, especially in disc golf, it's just so tough to do.
Yeah, even the process, I mean, you think about just going to like the average person going to therapy. I mean, it's about like, are you as a person sure you're going, but sometimes it's tough to like invest yourself in doing it. And simultaneously, maybe you don't connect with the person that you're talking to, or like maybe they're not asking the correct questions. So it's all about those various variables that like, hey, I feel like I'm actually getting something out of this. We've talked about like coaching before, like disc golf coaches. There's so many typical isms where it's like, hey, do these things, you know, like the brace, all these things that people say, but maybe it takes a coach saying something in a particular way that is catered to that person, where all of a sudden they're like, eureka moment, got it. And that's probably like half the battle as a coach, is like trying to convey that to a person, because it's going to be different across every single one.
Well, I feel like there's two levels, or I have two responses to that. The first is I feel like I'm pretty cynical of this stuff already.
No.
Like, I'm cynical of coaches. I'm cynical of psychiatrists. So going in, like, there's a biases towards this information. So like, I feel like for something to hit home, it's going to be so much tougher because, I'm already like, oh, I already knew that. Or, I don't, well, why do I trust you? You know?
It's like, you're not me.
Like you said, like, you could just not vibe with the person. Like, I could see this sports psychiatrist and, maybe they're not super fit or like something like that. And, now I'm like, oh, why do I need to trust you?
Oh,
like, it's
you're
kind of
a
that same
scrub
point.
baby boy, dude. Cool. Got it. Listening to nothing you say.
It's that same point that I made at one point that I don't stand by this anymore, but it was like, well, you're a coach, but you're like 850 rated. Why am I supposed to trust you? I don't completely stand by that anymore, but I definitely had that mindset at one point. So I think that could also be
on this
applied to
podcast.
sports psychiatry. Yes. And then my other point, man. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, you can lord it. What's that saying? It's like you can lead a horse to water, but
you can't
force it to drink.
Yeah, you can't force it.
Feed
to
a
drink
man
it.
to fish.
Yeah, like I've seen that so heavily in action in my own self, and just like be analytical of my own personal growth, because there's been things that people have told me for years, and then one day there's a eureka moment for me, and I'm like, oh shoot, like this thing, and then I'm like, wait a second, I've been told this like 8 million times, and it's just now
with my form especially
hitting so hard. And so yeah, I think that's super super interesting to think, because people, I think you have to come in with the right mindset, and then you also have to be willing to like have that eureka moment, and hopefully you have something like that, because that saying, because I'd butcher it again, so I'm not going to repeat it.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
You ever have one of those moments where I think I was listening to all the things that you said, but then you develop a thought and you're like, oh, I want to say this. And then by the end you get to it, too much time has passed. That's exactly where I'm at right now, where I'm like, don't remember what my next point was based off of that. But I think it's, this is where I want to go. Got it. We got there, guys.
He's back.
I read a statistic that, Funsie fact, here we go. Something to the effect of only 60% of humans actually have introspective thoughts about like self-awareness, I guess is the best way to put that. Like, they actually are like thinking and considering things before they actually do them, as opposed to using, let's call, like, lizard brain, where it's like, I'm hungry, let me get food. I feel this way, like, let me just act on the things that I'm thinking in my head, pretty much.
Only 60%?
Yes, and this was based off of a, let's say, somewhat credible source. So if that is a true statistic, that's terrifying, A. Where do you guys think that you fall in that? And no, I guess we'll keep it at that for now. Where do you guys think that you fall in that, or thoughts?
To like be as honest as I can be, up until my junior year of college, I was lizard brain. I was probably 95% lizard brain. Like, I knew how to think, but I just think that so many of the things I did was just like, oh yeah, that's just how I am. Like, I know so many people. I think this is what this is how I interpret that survey is. I'm sure those people are still obviously thinking, like, they're not just existing, right? But I've talked to so many people where they do something and they're like, oh, that's just how I am. And I'm like, well, change that. Like, that sucks. I do not like you, like, that, what you just did it bothered me. So please don't do that again.
Lizard brain means?
Well, that's kind of how I'm interpreting
It's
it.
it's just
I
a
feel like
primal. It's a primal manner of just being like, hey, I feel this way. Let me do this. Like I'm hungry. You just kind of act on things. You don't really consider why you do things. I suppose. Does that make sense?
yeah, and like what I'm trying to say is I feel like that's a level of it, you know, like I'm sure there's other people that maybe are worse or better or whatever. But all that to say, I feel like I was just doing that up until like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And now I consider myself a fairly introspective person who, like, I'm on, you know, as humbly as I can say this, like I'm on a road to being the best person I can be and want to continually improve myself. So like when someone says that they have an issue with me, it's not like, no, blah, 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 disagree. Like they obviously have an issue with me for some reason. So I'm going to put weight in that, you know, the weight I put in that is going to vary depending on the person and how valid I think the take is. But to some degree, I'm doing that. You know, I'll take 10% credit or 90 or 100% credit of whatever they're claiming that I do and then work on that. So I don't know. I think that's a really interesting survey.
Yeah,
and
right.
can see that.
What do you think? Okay, you said 5 or 6 years ago. What do you think was the thing that changed it? Do you think it was just a natural thing, or was there like a particular instance in your life where you're like, hold on, why am I the way that I am? Why am I doing these things?
There's one particular instance. It's pretty funny. I don't care sharing. I don't remember how we broke up, but me and a girlfriend broke up, and I mean it ended up. I think I ended up breaking up with her. I don't remember the full reason. Whatever. Essentially, what happened is, without thinking about it, when I was talking about it to people, I was telling the truth, but I was omitting my side of the things, if that makes sense. So it was like, oh, you know, things went like this, she did that, blah, 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 blah. And I wasn't necessarily telling a lie, but I wasn't saying my part. Like, obviously, I played a part in the breakup, right? Like, no one is ever 100% at fault. There's always a role being played by both parties. And so at some point, you know, this got back to her and she brought it up to me. And I was like, it was such an aha moment of like, oh my gosh, like I did not even realize that I was doing that. And like, how prideful is that like I wasn't lying, but I was omitting things that like were like, you know, I played a role in the breakup, right? So like I should be sharing both sides, even if it makes me look at least a little bit bad, and humbly share that. And so that was such a moment of like, I had no clue that I was doing that, but you are so right. And like, I need to work on that. And then it was just so much of like, what else am I just completely blind to that I do? And why do I do these things? You know, like I feel like there's so many people that just don't think about why they're doing certain things. You know, like there's so many times where I just have a guttural reaction to something, and like I just want to blurt out something and be mean or be nice or whatever it is. And like now, instead of just like moving on from that and either having like a nasty feeling or being happy or whatever it is, it's like, why did I react like that? You know, like, is there trauma there? You know, like, is there something I need to work through there?
Yeah, that's
and
huge.
It's so funny. I can totally track it back to like, that's when it changed. That's when I was like, oh shoot, like, think about why I'm doing the things that I'm doing and not just be, you know?
That's so funny. Like I could not, and Ben, maybe you're this way too. I would imagine listeners being this far into the podcast, now that we've done it for, let's call it a year and a half, they probably know that Ben and I are a little bit more of head cases, I would say, at least based on what we've talked about with like form and mental related things, in the sense that we like think deeply about like, or overthink, or we're more likely to do those things. I definitely don't have like one particular thing that I'm like, yup, that was the moment, that was the pivotal time that I'm like, oh, why am I? And just like looking at my hands, like all of a sudden I'm like, you know, sort of deal. Anyways, interesting to talk about. Ben, if you have any thoughts on that, or you want to move on?
I'll just say like, if I'm interpreting correctly, yeah, I think it's just something that is going to always be a constant struggle with, because we're human beings. We're just naturally just like bad people. I feel like, not in the sense like you can be a good human being, but I'm just saying our natural essence is like we're selfish and we look out for ourselves, and it's, you know, you got to really think about inward to really like kind of, you know, do some things that might be right that might not benefit you in so to speak, and stuff like that. So I think that's something I don't know, I think I'm constantly always thinking like, oh, like, and I think it's going to be a battle. I'm still like 26 and young, and I'm going to be probably 50 and think I had to figure out 26, and then be like 50 and be like, bro, you were so naive then. So yeah, like, even like, dude, like I had a crisis about the other day, just about me like being on podcasts. You know what I'm saying? I was like, dude, I just like talk about myself and publicize it to the world. Yeah. And I was just like thinking, like, why do I do this? Like, why do I do that? And I think, like, as you can tell, I've had this like kind of inner dialogue for like years now, and the conclusion I came to just with everything of just like is that there's pros and cons to everything. You know, the pros to the podcast is like, it's awesome, we love disc golf, it's awesome to talk with your friends. The cons is like, you know, it's how you interpret it, or the intent is what I'm trying to say. Like, we could be doing this podcast because, like, you know, we want to be rich and like we don't care and we'll do whatever it takes, or there's the essence of like, you know, we're doing it because we genuinely enjoy it. So I think that's kind of
it for the money.
That's kind of like the essence that I've over the years kind of like realized, like, there's good and bad to everything. Like, even if you have the best intention with something, there's always going to be sometimes a side that like kind of knocking side where it's like, oh, well, it's kind of nice that, you know, this could get me more followers, you know, something like that. With like but when what you're mostly intended is just like enjoying it and just stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like it's just a constant thing I'm always thinking about, just like, yeah, why I do what I do. And I feel like I'm gonna just keep learning, and as I keep living, and yeah, that's it.
No, it's part of the journey, man. And I think that was actually pretty well said. You covered some points that I feel like were not even mentioned yet. But moving on, Ben, while we're on you, MVP Open just happened, and I don't even think we've talked since GMC. Is that right? I could be. Oh no, we did. I'm sorry, we did. But anyways,
me and you did at GMC.
Yeah,
I was at GMC before GMC, I should say.
But still,
I was
the New England takeover, and obviously being home, I would imagine you had people that were staying awesome with you guys, and lots that are happening behind the scenes that maybe aren't just on Jomez or on coverage.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything in particular that you want to know? I mean, it was an eventful type of. Is there anything in particular that you want to know, or am I just going through the week, or?
I guess just any noteworthy things that maybe from the week, or things that are on your mind about it. Because obviously people know that, I would hope so, if they're listening to this podcast, that Cole won while battling it out with Gannon, the person that you do video for. Or even just talk about like the video that you did for Gannon, or, you know, like finally, after all this time traveling the country, doing stuff for Gannon, you're pretty much, you're back home.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I'll start by saying that, yeah, MVP Open weekend is always a special weekend. It's where I grew up, my hometown. And, you know, it would have been nice to get that win with Gannon in my hometown. I still dream of that. Like, I'm sure it'll happen eventually, but to be that close was just kind of like a bummer that he wasn't able to secure it. But yeah, I don't know. It was just such an awesome weekend. Pete Collins came up to hang out and stuff like that. So it was nice seeing him. Just seeing all the people at home just giving me props and supporting me and meeting new people. Like, it will literally never get old, just getting recognized and like signing autographs or like just saying hi to people. Like I think that's still the coolest thing for me ever. You know, sometimes it's like tough to the small talk when it's a new person, but like, you know, I deep down inside it's always like, yeah, the coolest thing, just getting so much support, especially from this year. Everyone's like, oh, I saw you on coverage and stuff like that, and just talking to so many people who are just supportive. That was awesome. New people and old people, so that was super cool. Got to do some really cool things, like hang out. We had a pizza night, a steak night, and played Glow Sunday with Cole Radallen and Gannon and Luke Taylor. It's our annual tradition now. We play. Well,
Heck yeah.
maybe I can't say the disc because it's not their disc.
Okay.
That they can. But we play a Glow. We play on the FBL layout a one disc challenge with a certain Glow disc, and I had the guys over here for lake and fishing. I don't know. That's just the highlights
Loaded.
of me. Of my,
been busy.
What was going on. Like I was busy every day, and it was just super, super cool to just be around everyone and everything, and be back home. I mean, it's the coolest thing ever.
Well, it must be special. You're out on the road for months, and then the final regular season event is in your hometown, where it's finally like the culmination of like people know you at that point for doing video for Gannon, and like Gannon obviously being the number one player in the world and being like fighting for the win. It's just kind of like a written story, how it all just comes together in that one moment of just like, it's huge. And then I'm sure you feel a lot of that love simultaneously, that goes towards Gannon, towards you, towards, you know, you had Paul Kranz that's up there. It's so many cool things that are like all coming together all at once.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's just this year, like I think I said last year podcast, like this year has been definitely the best year of my life. It's just so cool to see. Very blessed, fortunate, everything kind of just come together in the way it has been, and I don't know, just I'm basically living my dream. Like obviously, I want to eventually get good at disc golf, but if I never get good at disc golf and I just keep doing what I do, like I wouldn't mind at all. You know, I absolutely love what I do. And if I honestly like were to step away from disc golf today, I would be just happy with what I've accomplished in the short time that I have. And that's, like I said, thanks to all the fans and the supporters. That's why it was just super cool to be home. Because I don't know, it's like you see all the numbers and stuff like that, and not the numbers, but you know what I'm saying? Like when you post stuff or I'm posting for Ganning, you know, it's grinding at 3 a.m. getting up. It's like, in the morning you're like, I'm so tired. But then when you get to actually see the people behind the screen and having them talk to you, it's just the coolest thing. And that's why, exactly. That's why it's all worth it. And I'm excited. The expo, I'm going to start working on the expo. Well, I have been working on the expos, but I'm going to start opening up vendor application very soon and start, you know, right away, just like kind of working on the essence of marketing and opening up tickets and getting vendors and stuff like that. So that's exciting. Like,
when does your like season with Gannon end? So
I'm flying down to USDGC, and I don't know if I'll be at Tour Championship, but right now it's USDGC. So far is the season ender. But yeah, I like working for Gannon has been the best thing ever. He's literally such a good boss, and even for a teenager / 20-year-old, like I feel like that, like things that might annoy me from other people, like he doesn't annoy me. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like I don't know really how to say it, but basically I never had a gripe against him is what I'm trying to say. Is just like he was just super solid and super awesome. Maybe I'm trying to say like maybe I don't really know. Maybe something's annoying me, but I never noticed it because of just like overall the experience. He was just so great that it didn't even matter. I said that so poorly. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say,
dude. Okay.
I'll just say maybe if I don't know what I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to give Gannon his flowers. He's a great person, and literally nothing bad to say about him. He didn't annoy me at all. Is what I was trying to say. I said it in some backwards way.
I will say he seems leagues more mature than other people on the tour that are far older than he is.
No, yeah, he is. He's super immature. I think that's why I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
It feels like he knows when to be.
He knows when to lock in.
When to be playful,
exactly.
and then when to be serious and, give good answers that are thoughtful. And so in that way, I guess in that manner.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say is like we are so similar in personality and just click and so compatible that like even in working and in friendship that like it's like just like a breeze just hanging out with him that like maybe like if someone else that I didn't click as much with could have done something the same way, maybe that I don't know. I'm gonna stop talking. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There you go.
Do you think that you're gonna do it next season as well, or is that still up in the air?
I would like to for sure. Like I said, dude, like working with him was the best thing ever, and traveling the country, and I would like to do it again next year. I figured like, when am I ever gonna have this opportunity again? I'm gonna get older and not want to do this most likely. So it's like, might as well do it because I had the time of my life out there. Really did.
Yeah. Are you gonna edit for him in the off season? Is he gonna still post, or is it just gonna be like, oh, it's the off season?
I don't know. I don't think that was his expectation, but I probably just can't anyways. I have to work on the expos. It would just be too distracting. So I'd probably...
Is expo work going to start pretty much as soon as season's over?
Yeah, like ramping up. Like I've been working in the background pretty heavily on just like setup stuff, but yeah, once it gets time to like actually get people going and stuff like that, it's a lot. But I hired an employee, so hopefully it goes better.
Yeah, I was gonna ask how is working with Pete and having your employee. I feel like I haven't heard anything about that since you first talked about it.
Yeah, so I mean, Pete's awesome. He's incredible, super nice guy, just wise guy. That we aren't really in the busy season, so it hasn't been like anything like it's. Like we haven't, like it's not like I can really give him anything right now, so that's why it's been chill. So I can't say like, oh, this is the best investment ever or the worst. It's just we've just kind of been in that setup stage. But once we start getting vendors, and that's when we'll be able to work more together on like doing things, because right now it's just still the season and still working on some back end things.
Totally. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, dude. No, it's exciting. Switching from one aspect of disc golf to your other aspect of disc golf, pretty much. It's like off season is almost your on season in a way.
But yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, no, that's the one thing that like I'm definitely feeling burnt out right now. It's just like it's crazy that it's gonna be so busy and then have to be so busy again on a different thing. But, I'm grateful. It's like first world problems. Like, oh no, I get to work on more disc golf instead of having an off season,
Yeah, I thought you loved disc golf, bro.
I do.
Poser.
I do love disc golf.
I know. But it's a reality, and I'm teasing you, but I think it's honestly, I know a lot of people are feeling that at this time of year, because it's a grind to get through it, and then by the end you're like, if you're not like a top, how many people are making it in points? 32, something like that. Like for MPO,
28.
Okay, 28, and then 18
28.
for FPO. I'm sure you're like,
no.
Am I wrong?
Sorry, no. Let me clarify. Sorry, it was top 28 in points, and then the top four people that didn't qualify. Whoever finished the top four who finished at MVP Open.
Gotcha. Okay.
For MPO,
is it
at
top
least.
4 at MVP, or is it top 4? Like, I thought they were giving
top 4
one
MVP
wild card per event. Just MVP.
Just MVP.
Did Harry
is how
Chase
they did this year.
that Rasmus guy end up winning that playoff?
Rasmus.
Rasmus, no. I mean,
Dude, and
good for him,
it was
but
so cool to watch Rasmus. I intentionally made sure I
did you record
carved
him?
out some. Yes, I intentionally made sure I carved out some time to watch him on hole 1, 2, and 3 both days or 2
That's
days
cool.
because, dude, it's like he literally just like walks up and then puts it. Literally walks like
Yeah.
and puts it on hole 1. Like 30 feet from the stone wall from the Mando, like maybe 50
Jeez.
feet, but like it was like, and it's
Makes me
straight, and it's just like insane how fast he can throw it. So
That's crazy.
and it
Super
looks effortless. He's just like walking up. So I strive to get to that point where, well, that's the funny part about disc golf. It's like the better you get, the more you like slow down to throw farther. It's weird. It's a weird kind of transition because at first you're like using everything to like try and throw it as far as you can, but then you slowly have to taper that off to kind of get the efficiency going.
Yeah, dial it in. Yeah, I mean the fact, and I talked to you about this a little bit at the beginning, Ben. The fact that it's the end of the season, it does not feel real, honestly, and just even like where our lives
flew
are
by, bro.
from the start of the season to the end of the season is kind of bizarre, and a moment
I
of
know.
reflection and kind of
It's so
looking at
crazy.
that is it's hard to even comprehend. Yeah, so I guess just like thanks to all the people that have been sticking around and watching all this stuff and the progress happen in real time.
Bro,
even
this
if
is
it
literally a time capsule. And one of the coolest things I think we don't really ever realize or appreciate, dude, when we're 60 or 70, we can just re-listen to our podcast and just be like,
God, I would cringe so hard. Are you kidding me?
no, but I'm just saying in the fact that like it's us talking in the time we are now. Like Jay Millie will be on his 10th kid, and oh yeah, I remember when I had that first kid. Where like it's just cool to see that moment in time frozen. But even think about so far in the podcast recorded. Millie had a kid and hit 100,000 subscribers. I had 2 expos and toured with Gannon. Who knows? Like when I'm 70, I could have had 5 disc golf expos. And then Sajko, you became full time in disc golf, working for another round, all within just
Moved
the
to
year
Charlotte.
of us recording our podcast. So I can't even imagine like 5 years from now what that's gonna look like.
Yeah, I
Jay
definitely
Millie
had one of
will
those
part
moments
own
today.
Trash Panda.
Ooh,
Maybe. Who knows?
would be fresh. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
exciting to think about what would happen.
Yeah. I think even by this time next year, we'll be like, holy cow, look at all this random stuff that's happened in this last year. Crazy.
Life, man.
I was going to ask you, Sajko, how
Yeah, we got to go to
how's-
Sajko.
How's full-time disc golf content now? I've watched a few here. Let me say this. I've watched some of the YouTube videos.
Yeah, what do you
I'm
got?
really liking it. I have noticed. I saw someone comment this, but I have noticed this as well. The audio seems a little bit low on some of the videos. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
so
that's-
we got new mics, and I recorded like a bunch of stuff with them, which was the Brian video was the last one today of like those settings. So essentially, there's gain output. So like there's an app that you download, and I was like, when I hear the word gain, growing up doing audio stuff, I'm like, that terrifies me because it was either low, medium, high. So I'm like, I don't want high gain because it's just going to be peaking volume over and over. So essentially, I did like 6 videos, let's say, something like that, with medium gain, and then that's when the comments started coming in. So from now on, I recorded a video today with Austin. From now on, it should be all good. I went up to high gain because I saw people's comments, but so hopefully that fixes it from now on.
Yeah, so that's my critique. The one other thing I feel like I notice is you're just like way zoomed in sometimes. I don't know if that's like intentional or like.
Again,
I was wondering, like, I don't have people complain about that. I haven't.
yeah, there were a
seen-
couple. There were people that either said that they liked it, or there were a couple people that didn't, and that was just something that I did for the sake of just trying stuff out. Honestly, like coming over from doing a lot of things from Instagram. I basically took things that work there and tried to apply them here. So for
Huh.
people that don't know, using 5 times zoom on on the iPhone is
iPhone.
like pretty much the absolute cleanest that you can make the lens look. So I
Yeah.
tried doing that, but when you're essentially doing like a lot of run and gun type of stuff, it's not gonna work out the way that you want. That and it's just like a creative thing just to like try, see if it looks cool. And I think there's a time and place to use it, but I just need to like pepper it in on, let's say, like a fairway that is just like pretty much just like continuous. Whereas maybe I would zoom out just to like show, like at Kilbourne, for example, the beauty of that course is that there are super high ceilings, so like the trees grow over the fairway. So zooming out to like show what the fairway feels like definitely helps, but just again,
Yeah.
just a matter of putting in reps and just figuring it out as we go.
I liked it. My reason for asking was I didn't know. I thought there was potential, and I'm assuming that this is not what you did based on what you were saying. But I thought there was potential for you having shot all the videos vertically and you were just cropping in for horizontal. So like if you wanted to pull a vertical clip, you could have.
Yeah.
Because that's what I've done.
That's what I did as well, and it was really easy.
Oh.
So like there were
Okay, so that is what you were doing.
there were some cool examples where I could do that, but then it's just
So you were filming everything 5 times zoom vertically and then cropping in for the YouTube videos?
no. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that. No,
Yeah.
I misunderstood that
Because
completely.
that'd be even more zoomed. He wouldn't even get
No,
the
that would be-
shot.
that would
If
be
was the
tough.
case, that'd be crazy.
No, it
Yeah,
was-
yeah.
no, it was
So
just
like no, I'm not trying to roast you or anything. I like
no. I don't take it as a
but
roast at all, dude. It's
I've
more
done
so
that
I've
before
just
where, like,
fully
when I-
acknowledge it's like
when I had
when it comes to shorts and stuff like that, it's like you do it long enough that you're like, wait, what's happening right now? Sorry, I think
I'm
there was like
lagging super bad.
a glitch that just happened real quick. Oh no, you're good. It was more so when it comes to shorts, I have confidence, and there's definitely growing pains that I'm feeling right now of trying to apply those things to YouTube, but then figuring out like I definitely should not do that for YouTube, and being like, hey, let's try this instead, sort of deal. It's just difficult because it's like more time is invested in a full-length video before you can be like, oh wait, I shouldn't have done that, as opposed to shorts where it's like we talked about before,
Well,
immediate feedback.
I was about to say, Sajko, like that's what I'm saying. Like it's your first whatever month, and with everything, there's gonna be learning pains and growing pains, and you're gonna have bad things that you realize, like, oh, this is bad. Like, dude, the other day I hosted the skins match at Marshall Street, and
Really?
as the holes went on, I felt like I was getting better at presenting. But at first, I had
Yep.
no idea what to do, no what to say. I was studying. I had the paper. I had to look at the paper, and then by the end, I didn't have the paper, and I was just. So I think that's like with everything. Like I feel that with my gaming videos. Like that first video was terrible. You know what I'm saying? It was horrible. And as I kept editing for him, I started to learn stuff, and you just learn more and think, and that's trial and error. We're just in such a weird situation that we're just sticking our neck out there and letting like and learning as we go publicly, where like but that's what you have to do. And so like I props to you. I think it's just like, yeah, like kind of like Jay Million was saying, where it's like, you take the grain of salt, like with people commenting or whatever, then you'll be like, okay, now I know I have to do that, and then
Pretty
you do
much.
that, and then yeah, it's just like you just take the feedback, but some of the feedback's going to be terrible feedback, so it's like you also have to like realize
Which is also
that, where it's
appreciated.
just like, I'm just saying like it's just you got to take it as you go, and you're only going to get better, and I guarantee you're going to laugh at your videos you're making now. I haven't watched them personally. I'm just
Absolutely.
saying, like 5 years from now, you're probably going to be so intricate with everything, and it's going to be so much faster.
Yeah, I would imagine. I like the videos that I've done, but yeah, those are the two things exactly, Josh, that you mentioned, that it's just like the two key things are like takeaways as of like the last month. But It's been fun trying to work on it. I mean, I've been doing the 2 shorts a day for YouTube and uh like probably like 3 videos a week, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So or like full length videos.
Bro,
So
yeah, you are, dude.
it's
Like
happening.
you are action packed, my boy. Like
Yeah,
that.
you're on the
Like
grind for sure.
yeah, which is awesome. Like me and Gannon's, our goal was to do 3 videos a week, and we did it at first. But as tour life, this does tour life. Like it started to become like a grind. So kudos to you.
Right.
But I do want to ask you a question. If we're cool to move on, like how cool is it to just start to be around these pros and hang out with them more, and now become like friends with them and talk shop with them, and now that you're kind of like in the industry in the sense that like you're there in person, like you've always been in the industry, but like how instead of over the internet.
It's nice. I mean, the only ones that I've really gotten to like talk and hang out with is Brian Earhart, which was really cool because he's been someone that honestly I feel like got me involved with the scene in the first place, just back with him doing the Flight Diary podcast. And I would be out, I worked by myself a lot of times, and I would just be out in these swamps like doing work, and I would be listening to that podcast. And I think the last podcast that he did before, I think like a month ago, he did one with Gavin Babcock. Before that, it was him interviewing, I think Austin Turner was his very last one. And like I remember that was like the moment that I'm like, dude, I just want to get involved in this somehow, but I have no idea how to proceed. So to now have those two guys be like the pros that are in my local area that I've done stuff with, yeah, I mean, it's really hard to describe, where you can joke about, I don't know, dude, like Brian Earhart's talking about playing Elden Ring and like his build in the game, and it just like how he's so invested in it, which is a video game for people that don't know what that is. Or like Austin, like his first day, he came back yesterday, and then today, I mean, I've already talked with him like multiple times and hung out like a little bit, but it's just nice. Like now it's so tough because like the things that we're talking about, where I'm like, oh man, I need to make sure that the audio is fine. I need to make sure that I like do this in the Zoom. I need to make sure I capture this. And it's like you also have to take a step back and be like earlier I looked back at the footage that I took of Austin and Joe and everyone, and I'm like, dude, like I'm the person that just took that, but in the moment I'm not thinking about that at all. So I don't know, it's cool. I'm like super grateful. Tomorrow going to Rock Hill, and all the pros are coming in now, so it'll be cool to just build relationships. Yeah, so it'll just be nice to like build relationships with these people and just be there's definitely like some level of fear to like play with these people, because disc golf for me has been playing with either my family and friends or just like myself a lot of times. Like I didn't play like a lot of competitive play, but it's just another example of something where it's like, hey, like just do it and it's fine. No one cares. And you only grow from it. So that's pretty much what everything's been. Just growth in every capacity possible.
We say let it grow in Sneedville.
Solid Dr. Seuss reference.
Oh, there we go. I'm so glad someone got it. There you go.
I got you, man. No, I'm very happy.
I'm interested to ask you. I'd assume that the expectations for you is like more so get your feet under you and figure out like schedule and stuff like that before maybe there's any expectations in terms of views or performance on videos. But do you think that there will be any expectations with that? Like, I'm assuming they like to see the YouTube grow now that you're full time. Like, do you know what they're looking for, or is it literally just like, we have a brand, we need to maintain that kind of thing?
Yeah, probably like a little bit more of the latter. It's about growing it, but there's not like a specific expectation for like, hey, you didn't hit this number with this video. It's like, you're trash and
there
fine.
shouldn't be, in my opinion, ever.
I completely agree.
It's just like,
it's more so
as long as you keep making content, like.
I mean, pretty much, I think Joe shares a very similar mindset that I do, where it's like, in life, there will always be people that are doing something like they edit better, or they record this better, or
like Tyson Knott.
A thousand things that people might be doing better than you, and it's easy to feel down about those things. But if you can do your best to just like I don't want to make it competitive, but like outwork those people and just keep pumping out content and learn along the way pretty much, and not try to like be too. You should be self-aware, but don't let it control you. I mean, that's pretty much what our similar mindset is. Just keep doing it and it'll only get better. There's no way that it can get worse. I feel like you'll understand what your audience wants, what you enjoy, what things worked.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much doing those things, and like the Brian video from today is like doing super well. Like it's crushing right now, which I'm very happy
1 out
for.
of 10.
Yeah, 1 out of 10, which yeah, it's happening. So I feel like I have a lot of the it's mostly just like the technical things that I feel like I am figuring out. And like from going from iPhone after this is going to be going to like, you know, an actual like camera, using that kind of thing. So it's like figuring that out.
Totally. Yeah, I guess I was kind of also interested in knowing, like, when it comes to posting on the YouTube, like, is there a style that Another Round is after? Because I feel like right now it's pretty come play around with me, and I'm assuming that's kind of what they want, because, you know, as a disc golf company, like, they're trying to sell discs, and come play around with me with these new discs, I'm sure helps move plastic. But yeah, is that kind of the mindset right now?
I think it's more so an aspect of that's what they've done, and that's what people have become to know the brand as. And at the end of the day, the product has to serve the purpose, being a store, of selling frisbees.
Mm-hmm.
So that has been a lot of the focus. There will be a lot of, this is the exciting part, is just like I more so am bringing in a lot of storyline in things, where like on Instagram lately I've been doing personalized videos of like, hey, I throw this far, what should I throw? And kind of trying to do a little bit more of that kind of stuff, and just trying to show behind the scenes a little bit more, not just Joe per se, but it's a slow process so that I don't alienate every single fan that we've had, and they're like, oh, okay, this brand sucks now, cool, don't care about it. So it's doing that, but there will be not challenges, but maybe some things that are kind of reminiscent of like the video that I did of kind of like an experiment sort of based format, or doing disc reviews. Sure, let's say something kind of like that, or the idea of I have ideas, I just don't want to say them out loud, I guess.
Yeah, will we ever see Sajko in these videos?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Right now it's more so just the difficult part of it is because there are so many things that I'm doing that aren't just me editing and creating content. It's like I now do the email. I still do graphics and stuff like that. I do Whatnot like once or twice a week, and then I have to package all the orders and do all that stuff. You know, I'm doing stuff for a couple other companies. Sick. So like through Another Round. So it's like I occasionally have like cover the shop like a little bit, like a couple times now. So there are all these things that you want to get to every day, but realistically it's not possible. But yes, eventually I will be in these things as I figure out a better rhythm with them. But yeah, I have personal goals that I would like to reach with YouTube. YouTube really is my big focus. So just gonna keep pushing that until it grows.
I will instead of just going straight into this, because last time it bit me in the butt, would you like a J Millie brand audit of what maybe I think that at least the packaging of the videos could improve upon, or would you like that offline?
No, bring it on. No, I'm open to any of that kind of stuff. Like I don't hold any sort of I feel like I have a good idea of what I'm doing, but obviously I'm not perfect sort of deal. Like I always want to learn and figure stuff out, and if anyone has any helpful advice, please.
So, I mean, I don't know how helpful this will be, but so all I'm going to say, let me say this first. I think you're doing a really good job. I think that, for just starting and as well as like being a disc golf company, retailer, whatever, another round's pulling amazing views consistently. Or not yet.
Dude, you're
I think
buttering me
also-
up. Get into it, bro.
I think also the style of content is what another round should be focusing on. Like it's not, they should never just be one personality, which, it kind of is right now, but I obviously see that they're trying to do more than, they want you in it. They want Kyle in it. They want, Joseph doesn't just want it to be Joseph.
Yeah, much sooner than later.
Yes. And so the thing I think that could be improved a little bit is the packaging. So like with I played North Carolina's most popular course with our newest store owner. The first thing that pops out to me is the fact that the title and the thumbnail kind of accomplish the same thing, where the thumbnail says new store. So my opinion is make the title simpler and just say, I played North Carolina's most popular disc golf course, end of title, and then the extra information you're trying to convey is in the thumbnail, and that's that little, honestly, to put it in storyline terms, that's that A plot, B plot in title and thumbnail, and I think it helps make it a little more succinct. And like, it seems silly to think that it matters, but those kinds of things, when someone's scanning a page full of YouTube videos to watch, if they're not just going to their subscriptions, helps, I think, bring in many more clicks, because it's just, oh yeah, I'll read 5 words versus I don't want to read 12 words, and so that's one of the things that pops out to me. And I think that can be said for a few of the other titles as well. Like, I competed with an insane disc golf bag made from our used rack. I think it could just be, I competed with a used rack disc golf bag or something like that. And then, the title could have insane, but I also like the thumbnail could have insane, but I honestly really like the thumbnail you currently have already. Like, I think that's intriguing enough, especially if you have used rack in the title. And then the last thing is, and I think you're probably already doing this a little bit, but like on the new store one, like I think Joseph's face could be a little bit brighter. Like, I think you could.
Dude, I know. It was so tough to pull like some sort of face
so
that
dark.
was like not him looking. I basically wanted some sort of extreme face that was like somewhat positive, and that was really, yeah.
Yeah,
now,
it was just
now that you
impossible.
say that, yeah, his face is for sure very dark on that.
It's just a little dark, and like, especially with someone like Joseph, I think it's very smart, and I think you're already doing this, but having him in the thumbnail every single time, like, people recognize that and are like, oh, this guy might ace in this video. Like, I'm going to click on this video. And so I'm sure that's helping pull views. But like, in general, I think what you're doing right now is, especially with this consistency, is starting to build that core audience that's going to just like come week after week and watch the fun, chill disc golf rounds with Joseph and whatever thing he's doing or discs he's trying. And this style of content is just going to take repeatability and time to like start seeing incremental growth, like,
Yeah.
as a solo creator like me, I could have one banging idea and see this super big spike, but in disc golf, this style of content is the kind that's like, okay, we just need to grind, and so it's hard. But I think you're doing a really good job already, but I think there are maybe just like some small tweaks that I think can help pull some more views in, but whatever.
No, absolutely. No, thank you. I appreciate you saying those things and the compliment. Just going to keep doing what I'm doing and take those things and try to implement them, and then just try to keep making the best product I can at that point in time until it's like second nature.
Yeah, totally.
Nah, I mean,
Bro.
And
Yeah, boy.
I'm sorry if I look distracted. My team, the Yankees, against the Red Sox, bases loaded, 0 outs, bottom of the ninth. Watching that, and
It's so
they did
crazy that
nothing.
you're a Yankees fan.
Bro,
what?
Aroldis Chapman struck 3 people out in a row. Well, 2.
I
So
hate
they lost.
Aroldis
They lost.
Chapman, dude.
Yeah, he was on the Yankees and he did so bad, and now he's playing
No.
out of his mind.
It's the same for the freaking
Rangers.
I mean, he helped us get to the World Series, but he sucked and sold so many games, and now we got rid of him, and it's like, oh, I'm actually the GOAT reliever of all time when I'm 45
Dude, it was
years
bases
old.
loaded, bottom of the ninth, 0 outs, and he stranded them. We needed one hit, and we would have tied
How
it.
down were y'all? Oh,
One-
you were
1
down
to
by
3.
one.
Gosh.
You
One
needed
to
one
3.
hit or one walk. That's wild.
Well, we were down by 2. Sorry, it was 1 to 3. But one hit,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one good hit would have got 2 people in.
Go
But
Sports.
obviously it was just, yeah, so that was unfortunate. Anywho,
So it's game over.
yep. Red
Come on,
Sox
dude.
won.
Well, hey guys, up next is USDGC.
And winning
of exciting things.
USDGC.
Coming up.
I was going to ask you, Sajko, how was it missing MVP for the first time in a while?
Terrible. Dude, it
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
I had the craziest FOMO I've ever felt for a tournament. I've been to that tournament every single year since I started playing disc golf. And I had to watch it on TV this time, obviously. On Saturday, so this past week was the amateur tournament
Carolina
for
Clash.
the Carolina Clash, the A tier that Another Round hosts. So I was at Reedy Creek, like one of the 4 courses, and I was the course director. So I was there, and it's easy enough, like that was another new thing that I did that I've never done before, where I'm like, oh, I gotta
Yeah.
check these people in and put out CTPs and that stuff. It's all pretty easy. I mean, it pretty much at that point runs itself, and if people have questions, happy to answer them. But then afterwards, like, Kiara and I went to the shop, and we're just watching Cole Radallen and Paul Kranz play, and it was awesome. But I mean, everyone talks about USDGC, and USDGC is insane, just because of the. I feel like it's just the size of it, like the sheer
Vibes.
size of. It's not even vibes there. It's more just like how impressive everything is as an event. Whereas Maple Hill is definitely vibes. Like for some reason, it's just a perfect storm of like it's beautiful there. I don't know, man. Like Ben, are you able to like describe what Maple Hill is like, or MVP Open? Because it's just unlike anything else. I feel like.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Steve Dodge does a good job of making it very eventful even after the tournament, and just the vibes there. The vendor village is so compact and so much to do. There's not, like everywhere you are, there's not much open space, so it's like wow, there's something. I don't know, the fans here and the 8 holes and the fans here are the craziest fans in disc golf. So
Everyone feels very passionate at MVP Open. Not that they don't at USDGC, obviously, but so
It's
point
different.
being, yeah,
It's
dude,
way
it
different.
sucked. It sucked missing it. Like I would have loved to be there. Hopefully, I can go next year, but having moved, couldn't exactly afford doing it this year. So,
do you like Charlotte better?
like living, or what do you mean?
Yeah, than Connecticut.
As a city, yeah, I definitely enjoy living here and just pretty much everything that there is to
Go
like,
to a
be
Panthers
offered.
game for me, please. Just-
That's not going to happen. But
Say hi to-
hockey starts in like 2 weeks, something like that. So
But the Carolina Hurricanes, aren't they in like Raleigh?
what? Anyways, don't worry about it.
Carolina Hurricanes? Eric Stahl?
Moving on.
Wait, what hockey team are you going to watch? I'm confused.
I'm going to be watching Double A. Is that what it is? No. What do they call it? The Checkers?
AHL? Or is it the one below NHL?
Yeah, exactly.
AHL. Okay.
Yeah, I know Checkers
Yeah.
are like. Anyways, point being.
Carolina Hurricanes are a NHL team in Raleigh, though, North Carolina.
Well, that's why. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
That's why I was confused. I was like, what? You're going to. Anyways.
Yeah, dude, it sucked. Hopefully, I can be there next year. But USDGC coming up, and there are some cool things coming down the pipeline that will be revealed shortly. And going to like Rock Hill tomorrow, and I think I'm going to be recording Austin Turner playing around there, practicing for USDGC, and then the low-hanging fruit in the bag, the sort of deal
yes,
that
we love our low-hanging fruit videos.
The sort of thing that everyone's just like, yeah, okay. I mean, hey, we got to do it, but they always, I feel like they tend to do pretty well. Austin is also the kind of guy that is just like, I think it makes him feel awkward to do the like, how we doing, guys, sort of deal. I don't think he understands where it's like, bro, I'm gonna edit you. It's like, it doesn't have to be this whole like, oh, howdy there, folks. So that'll be fun.
Definitely. That's sick. That's sick.
Boys, well, it's nice catching up. I mean, we're over an hour in. Did we call it?
Yeah.
I think that's all I have.
Sick. This is the sound of an old patent pending dimension just pop top, if anyone can hear that at all.
That's a heart.
It's a nice one. Anyways, guys, if no one else has anything to say, thanks for sticking around and listening to our podcast, even though we've been posting bi-weekly, but we still appreciate you guys, and we enjoy doing this, and we'll talk to you guys probably after USDGC, I imagine. Or week of, something like that. We'll see. Anyways,
we'll see.
Funsie out. Peace out, guys.
Funsie!
Bye.